Hello everyone, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Brian, and I am the newest member of the High Stakes team. Now I'd like to commence this video with a request for those interested in receiving more premium betting tips and predictions. If our guidance has contributed to your success in winning bets and generating revenue, we kindly seek your support in revitalizing this channel. Your assistance plays a crucial role in bolstering our presence on YouTube. You're welcome to explore our Patreon support tier or check out our various plans. Multiple plans are available for each and every one of you seeking our premium picks. Milwaukee Brewers vs Los Angeles Dodgers. My team pick is Dodgers minus 1.5 runs, and here's why. The Los Angeles Dodgers have a record of 9-1 in their last 10 games versus the Brewers at home. The Dodgers are 6-2 against National League Central opponents at home this season. The Milwaukee Brewers are 2-8 against the run line in their last 10 games versus the Dodgers on the road. The Dodgers have a great history against the Brewers, especially when playing at home. In those games at home, we are seeing LA dominate Milwaukee, covering the spread 80% of the time. The Dodgers were embarrassed last night in front of their home crowd in a 9-3 loss, and I expect a huge bounce back from them in this game. My total pick is over 8 runs, and here is why. The Los Angeles Dodgers have an over-under record of 7-3 in their last 10 games. The Dodgers have an over-under record of 2-5-1-7-1 as favorites at home this season. The Milwaukee Brewers have an over-under record of 7-4 against the National League West this season. LA is going to come out swinging after yesterday's 3-run performance, and I expect Milwaukee to attempt to stay in the game, but ultimately fall behind as the Dodgers might be able to get us toward the over themselves. Arizona Diamondbacks vs San Diego Padres. My team pick is Padres to win, and here is why. San Diego has started to play much better and at home. This is a good spot to take the Padres on the money line. Cecconi has struggled this season, and the Padres' offense should be able to hit him well and continue to produce runs. Vasquez, meanwhile, has been solid at home, as the right-hander should be able to limit the Diamondbacks' offense and get the win for San Diego. My total pick is over 8.5 runs. And here is why I do like the over in this spot, as both starting pitchers have had up and down starts this season, while both offenses appear to be turning the corner. Arizona and San Diego have great contact hitters which should help to get runners on base and help score runs. This season, the D-backs are 4-3-4-1-1, while San Diego is 4-8-4-2-1. Look for both trends to continue here. Toronto Blue Jays vs Seattle Mariners. My team pick is Seattle Mariners minus 1.5 runs, and here's why. Luis Castillo has been much better at home than on the road this year. He has a 4.59 ERA and 1.33 WHIP in 9 road starts, but a 3.19 ERA and 1.1010 WHIP in 9 home starts. Castillo has allowed 2 or fewer earned runs in 6 of his last 7 home starts. He has a good matchup as the Blue Jays have struggled on offense. They are bottom 10 in the league in runs, hits, home runs, RBI, batting average, and SLG. Gausman has not been good this season, so the pitching edge goes to Seattle in this meeting. The Mariners will win this contest by 2 or more runs. My total pick is under 7.5 runs, and here is why. The Blue Jays have been poor on offense this season. They are bottom 10 in the league in runs, hits, home runs, RBIs, batting average, and SLG. Seattle has been poor on offense this season. They are in the bottom 10 or around the bottom 10 in the league in runs, hits, RBIs, strikeouts, batting average, OBP, SLG, and OPS. Luis Castillo has been much better at home than on the road this year. He has a 4.59 ERA and 1.33 WHIP in 9 road starts, but a 3.19 ERA and 1.10 WHIP in 9 home starts. Castillo has allowed 2 or fewer earned runs in 6 of his last 7 home starts. This will be a lower scoring contest and the under will hit. Baltimore Orioles vs Oakland Athletics. My team pick is Baltimore Orioles to win, and here is why. These pitchers have both done well as starting pitchers, but there is a slight difference this season as Albert Suarez is currently 3-2 with a 2.74 ERA and a .257 batting average against in 49.1 innings 10 starts, while Hogan Harris is 1-2 with a 2.90 ERA and an 11.23 walk to strikeout ratio in 31.0 innings 6 starts so far. The ability to convert with runners in scoring position is critical, and there is a gap as the O's are 10th in the majors with a .779 team ops in those situations, while the A's are tied for 28th with a .644 team ops. My total pick is under 8 runs, and here is why. When looking at the last 7 games for both of these pitchers, they have been doing well as Albert Suarez is 2-2 with a 2.91 ERA in 34.0 innings, while Hogan Harris is 1-2 with a 2.62 ERA in 34.1 innings in that stretch. These offenses have been struggling in the last 6 games as well. The Orioles are averaging 3.17 runs per game, while the Athletics are scoring 4.5 runs per game in that span. Houston Astros vs Minnesota Twins. My team pick is Houston Astros to win, and here is why. There is a clear difference between the Houston Astros and the Minnesota Twins, specifically as of late. Pablo Lopez is struggling as of late as he is pitching to a 5.12 ERA and a 1.19 WHIP in his previous 7 starts. The offenses throughout the season have shown a slight difference so far as the Astros are 5th in Major League Baseball with a .746 team ops, while the Twins are 7th in the sport with a .741 team ops up to this point. In the previous 13 games, these offenses have been on fire, but there is a bit of a gap nonetheless. Houston is averaging 6.69 runs per game in that stretch, while Minnesota is scoring 5.38 runs per game during that span. My total pick is under 8 runs, and here is why. These offenses have been doing a good but not great job throughout the year in terms of hitting with runners in scoring position. Houston is 11th in the majors with a .765 team ops with runners on second or third base, while Minnesota is tied with the Atlanta Braves for 18th in Major League Baseball with a .728 team ops in those positions. These bullpens are also doing a good job throughout the year as the Twins are 10th in the sport with a 3.57 reliever era, while the Astros are 13th with a 3.63 bullpen era so far this season, which is outstanding after their miserable start to the season. Kansas City Royals vs Colorado Rockies. My team pick is Kansas City Royals minus 1.5 runs, and here is why. Kansas City is having a strong start to the first half of the season. Heading into the final game of their series with the Rays, Kansas City is 8 games above the .500 mark, but still 7 games back of the Cleveland Guardians. This is a good series to help close the gap. Colorado lost for the 7th time in 9 games after a 3-0 loss against the Milwaukee Brewers on Wednesday night. The Rockies are an NL worst 29-57, the worst 86-game start in franchise history. Cole Ragans will see plenty of swings and misses in the Rockies lineup. Colorado has a .723 ops facing lefties this season. Tampa Bay Rays vs Texas Rangers. My team pick is Texas Rangers to win, and here is why. The Tampa Bay Rays have been the better team record-wise, but there is a lot of risk expecting to see Shane Baz take the mound for the first time since undergoing Tommy John surgery. On the other side, Michael Lorenzen is coming off a productive month of June, as in 6 starts he went 2-1 with a 3.48 ERA and a .232 opposing batting average in 33.2 innings of work. The ability to hit for power is critical to be successful, and there is a gap here. The Rangers are tied with a handful of teams for 16th place with 88 total home runs, while the Rays are down at 27th place with 79 homers as a team. There is a significant difference between these lineups with runners in scoring position so far this season. The Rays are 25th in Major League Baseball with a .687 team. My total pick is over 8.5 runs, and here is why. These offenses have been producing as of late as in the previous 13 games. The Rays are scoring 4.92 runs per game in that stretch, while the Rangers are averaging 4.31 runs per game. Neither bullpen has been able to do well at all, as Tampa Bay is currently 21st in Major League Baseball with a 4.32 reliever era, while Texas is down at 26th in the sport with a 4.48 bullpen era up to this point. These offenses throughout the season have been hitting well as the Rays are tied with the Houston Astros for 13th in the sport with a .697 team ops on the road, while the Rangers are 17th in the majors with a .703 team ops at home. Philadelphia Phillies vs Atlanta Braves. My team pick is Atlanta Braves minus 1.5 runs. And here is why. This will be an incredibly close game on Friday night. 2 standout pitchers will meet, but I am going to give the nod to Max Fried and the Atlanta Braves. Fried has an ERA of 1.16 against divisional foes. He will be comfortable with the home crowd behind him. The Phillies are hitting .254 on the road, but I believe that Aaron Nola will allow some chances for Atlanta to capitalize. Nola has a 3.18 ERA this season when playing on the road. The Braves are hitting .330 against Philadelphia this season. My total pick is under 8.5 runs, and here is why. The under is the play in this game. 2 players with Cy Young hopes will meet with Max Fried leading the charge for the Braves. He has an ERA of 1.16 against divisional opponents. Aaron Nola also has an ERA of 3.03 against divisional foes. Despite the two strong offenses that both teams possess, this will be a pitcher's duel. San Francisco Giants vs Cleveland Guardians. My team pick is Cleveland Guardians minus 1.5 runs, and here is why. The Cleveland Guardians have emerged as the top team in the American League Central, currently holding a record of 5-4-3-1. With an impressive average of 4.99 runs and 8.14 hits per game, the Guardians are playing quality baseball. Their team batting average of .245 and slugging percentage of .410 further solidify their dominance at the plate. In addition, the Guardians have a remarkable 97-run differential, showcasing their ability to both score and prevent runs. Opposing teams have struggled against the Guardians, scoring an average of only 3.85 runs and collecting 7 hits per game. This is largely due to the Guardians' strong pitching and defense, as evidenced by their opponent's batting average of .233 and on-base percentage of .304. The Guardians have exhibited a strong performance this season, boasting a record of 4.837 against the run line. Furthermore, their home games have proven to be particularly successful, with a record of 2.117 against the run line. Additionally, the team has shown resilience after a win, with a record of 2.924 against the run line in such scenarios. In their most recent game, the Guardians successfully covered the run line, further solidifying their strong performance. However, in their last 5 games, the team has only managed to cover the run line twice. Despite the recent run line trends go with the Cleveland Guardians at home in this big-time MLB matchup. The San Francisco Giants are currently ranked 4th in the National League West with a record of 4.335. With an average of 4.74 runs and 8.86 hits per game, the Giants have displayed a strong offensive performance this season. Their team batting average of .260 reflects the consistency and skill of their players at the plate. However, the Giants have faced a slight challenge in terms of run differential, with a deficit of -27. Their opponents have also shown a similar batting average of .260 and an on-base percentage of .327. The San Francisco Giants are currently ranked 4th in the National League West with a record of 4.335. With an average of 4.74 runs and 8.86 hits per game, the Giants have displayed a strong offensive performance this season. Their team batting average of .260 reflects the consistency and skill of their players at the plate. However, the Giants have faced a slight challenge in terms of run differential, with a deficit of -27. Their opponents have also shown a similar batting average of .260 and an on-base percentage of .327. The Guardians have exhibited a strong performance this season, boasting a record of 4.837 against the run line. Furthermore, their home games have proven to be particularly successful, with a record of 2.117 against the run line. Additionally, the team has shown resilience after a win, with a record of 2.924 against the run line in such scenarios. In their most recent game, the Guardians successfully covered the run line, further solidifying their strong performance. However, in their last 5 games, the team has only managed to cover the run line twice. Despite the recent run line trends go with the Cleveland Guardians at home in this big-time MLB matchup. The San Francisco Giants are currently ranked 4th in the National League West with a record of 4.335. With an average of 4.74 runs and 8.86 hits per game, the Giants have displayed a strong offensive performance this season. Their team batting average of .260 reflects the consistency and skill of their players at the plate. However, the Giants have faced a slight challenge in terms of run differential, with a deficit of -27. Their opponents have also shown a similar batting average of .260 and an on-base percentage of .327. The San Francisco Giants have had a fairly average record against the run line this season, with a standing of 42-46. However, when playing on the road, the Giants have managed to cover the run line in over half of their 43 contests, with a total of 22 successful outcomes. Additionally, after a win, the Giants have shown a strong tendency to cover the run line, doing so in 18 out of 42 scenarios. This trend is further reinforced by the fact that the Giants have covered the run line in their last game and have achieved this feat in 4 out of their last 6 games. My total pick is over 8.5 runs, and here I why. The Guardians have proven to be a high-scoring team this season, with 42 out of their 85 games going over the posted total. This trend is even more prominent when playing at home, as 22 out of their 39 home games have also gone over the posted total. Recent statistics show that the Guardians' last 3 games have all surpassed the posted total, and 5 out of their last 6 games have followed suit. On the other hand, the Giants have seen 48 out of their 88 games this season go over the posted total. While playing on the road, 26 out of their 43 games have also exceeded the posted total. Although the Giants' last 2 games have gone under the posted total, 4 out of their last 7 games have still gone over the posted total. These numbers highlight the potential for high-scoring games when these two teams meet. Go over the posted total in this MLB matchup. Detroit Tigers vs Cincinnati Reds. My team pick is Cincinnati Reds moneyline. And here is why. This should be a fun interleague matchup on Friday night, but when the dust settles, I think it'll be the Reds who take care of business. They're the hotter team overall, winning 5 of their last 7 games. Meanwhile, the Tigers are just 5-12 Sioux over their last 17 games. Also, despite the sub-.500 record of the Reds 42-45, they have a 21-run differential, which is the 6th best in the National League. This is a high-variance team, but I believe they have the better overall talent pool, which should help them get a win on Friday. Furthermore, this game could easily come down to the bullpens, and this is an area where Cincinnati has been sharp. They're 9th in bullpen era 3.51 and 7th in whip 1.20, while Detroit is just 20th 4.28 and 15th 1.26, respectively. My total pick is under 9.5 runs, and here is why. I believe the reason this game is so tight in terms of moneyline pricing is because Reese Olson is taking the ball for the Tigers. The right-hander has been great this year, posting a 3.32 era 28th and 1.200 whip 42nd. He has also thrown well against Cincinnati in the past, limiting them to a slash line of .188/.316/.562 over 16 at-bats. So I think the Reds will do enough offensively to win the game, but runs might be tough to come by overall. On the flip side, Carson Spires will take on a bottom-tier Detroit offense. Over the last 14 days, the Tigers are ranked just 25th in Fangraphs UBRC 81 and 27th in WOBA .282. They've struggled all year, and I don't expect them to turn things around against Spires, who brings in a respectable 3.13 era. Chicago White Sox vs Miami Marlins. My team pick is White Sox to win, and here is why. Someone has to win this game, believe it or not, and my pick will be for the White Sox. Miami does not have the momentum, and I liked what I have seen from Thorpe in his last 2 starts. Hoeing is the opener for Miami, but do they have a bullpen behind him to limit the opposition? Miami is outside of the top 15 in bullpen era this year, and in a toss-up between 2 poor teams, I like to take the underdog. All of Miami's injured players on their report are pitchers, which is crucial for a team that has surrendered the 3rd most runs in all of baseball. I'm not too confident in this one, though, as neither team can be counted on to win, but one of them will. My total pick is Chicago is riddled with injuries on the offensive side, while they are also averaging only 3.19 runs per game. Miami is not too far ahead with an average of 3.47, and both are averaging a total of 8.51 runs per contest or less between themselves and their opponents. Chicago has hit the under in the majority of their games this season, and 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two squads have resulted in a total of 6 runs or less. Boston Red Sox vs New York Yankees. My team pick is Red Sox to win, and here is why. The Red Sox finished June on a high note, boasting a 135 record since June 12th. Their lineup has found its groove with key players like Jarren Duran, Rafael Devers, and Tyler O'E leading the charge. Their offensive versatility, with a mix of power, contact hitting, and speed, has been difficult for opponents to contain. In their first series of the season against the Yankees, the Red Sox won 2 of 3 games. Duran has been exceptional, hitting .364/420/.636/1.056 in June. His speed and consistency at the leadoff spot have set the tone for the Red Sox offense. Duran's all-around play, including his ability to steal bases and score runs, makes him a crucial factor in Boston's favor. Devers continues to be a powerhouse in the lineup, providing consistent power and run production. His presence in the cleanup spot ensures the Red Sox have a reliable run producer in critical moments. As for the Yankees, they have been struggling offensively, losing 12 of their last 16 games. Despite Aaron Judge's brilliance, the rest of the lineup has failed to provide consistent support, leading to their recent skid. New York's starting pitchers have struggled to go deep into games, putting pressure on their bullpen. With their starters failing to last 6 innings in recent outings, the Yankees are vulnerable to offensive onslaughts from teams like Boston. Also, if you're into the psych aspect, the Red Sox-Yankees rivalry is one of the most intense in sports. And I doubt Boston takes their foot off the gas against the Yankees in the Bronx to open this series. My total pick is under 8 runs, and here is why. Both teams feature powerful hitters like Aaron Judge, Juan Soto, Jarren Duran, and Connor Wong. These players are capable of changing the game with a single swing. Boston's offense has been a little more rounded than just the stars, with a 276/.346/.462/.808 line in June, with contributions from top to bottom. With players like Rafael Devers, Tyler O'Neill, and Emmanuel Valdez in the mix, the Red Sox lineup can produce runs in bunches. Despite recent struggles, the Yankees still possess significant home run potential. Aaron Judge, who leads the league in home runs, is a constant threat. The Red Sox have an over-under record of 4.2395 this season, while the Yankees are at 4.6402. Both teams have played more games that have hit the over, indicating a tendency towards higher scoring games overall. The game features rotation pitchers rather than aces. Without the top-tier pitchers on the mound, the likelihood of more runs being scored increases. Lastly, Yankee Stadium is known for being hitter-friendly, especially with its short porches in left and right field. This can lead to more home runs and higher scores. Cardinals vs Washington Nationals, my team pick is Washington 1.5 runs, and here is why. The Nationals started to turn the corner in June, and despite Corbin's woes, he has tossed better of late and is performing his best in night games. St. Louis has tended to hit the ball better on the road, but extra base hits and home runs have been few and far between for the Cardinals away from home. Gray has been vulnerable over his last two starts, and with his road era the weakest of any tossing split, that could continue here as the Nats sit 6th in strikeout rate. Cardinals vs Washington Nationals, my team pick is Washington 1.5 runs, and here is why. The Nationals started to turn the corner in June, and despite Corbin's woes, he has tossed better of late and is performing his best in night games. St. Louis has tended to hit the ball better on the road, but extra base hits and home runs have been few and far between for the Cardinals away from home. Gray has been vulnerable over his last two starts, and with his road era the weakest of any tossing split, that could continue here as the Nats sit 6th in strikeout rate. My total pick is over 9 runs, and here is why. Both of these offenses have hit the ball better under the lights, and are both coming off their strongest batting average of any month in June. Corbin has been inconsistent this season, and his season OBA of .303 gives a tailwind to the Cardinals here. As for Gray, he's performing his worst on the road. Look for both pitchers to struggle to stymie their opponents at the plate and for the offenses to continue to hit the ball well. New York Mets vs Pittsburgh Pirates, my team pick is New York to win, and here is why. The Mets swept 3 games at home against the Pirates back in mid-April, winning each by at least 2 runs. They, of course, did not face the young phenom Skeens in that series, so that will certainly change the dynamic and sets up a nice pitching matchup. Severino did not allow an earned over 6 innings when he faced the Pirates in that April series, though he did walk 3. He has only allowed 2 free passes over his last 3 starts, so the Mets starter may have corrected course in that department. The Pirates are 0-2 in Skeens' last 2 outings, and are just 3-2 when he pitches at home. The right-hander also has a 2.89 ERA and has allowed 4 home runs at home compared to a 1.11 ERA and 2 homers on the road. I won't go so far as to say that Skeens catches his first loss here, but I don't like the chances of his offense backing his efforts once again. New York is 5-1 in their last 6 against Pittsburgh. My total pick is under 7.5 runs, and here is why. The over went 2-1, and these two averaged a combined 7.7 runs per game when they met in April. Skeens has allowed exactly 1 earned run in each of his last 3 starts, working at least 6 frames in each. The longer he can go, the less opportunity the Pittsburgh bullpen has to blow things. Considering Skeens has lasted at least 6 innings in 7 of his 9 starts, I like for him to work deep here. In his last start on the road, Severino struck out a season-high 10 batters and allowed only 3 hits. In the last 8 meetings between these two, one of the teams has scored just 1 run, 4 times,